But first tonight, that big India Today exclusive that has been creating waves this evening. The Hurriyat Tapes have been exposed tonight with our undercover reporters catching the Kashmiri Separatist organization and its leadership on camera admitting that they get funds from Pakistan to fan unrest in the valley. They claim on camera that Pakistan may be sending up to 300 crore rupees via Hawala for this purpose. That's not all. They also admit that wanted terrorist Hafiz Saeed is among those who helps the Hurriyat with money. Tonight, the exclusive investigation that rips apart Jammu and Kashmir's worst kept secret.
नमदार हो तो फिर ठीक है, थोड़ा सा इसमें बस वही 100 करोड़ से 100 करोड़ 100 ठीक 200 करोड़ 300 करोड़
अभी वो लेकर लगा था ना 60 करोड़।
ये आप जो 70 करोड़ बता रहे हैं ये तो अपना बता रहे हैं ना, जो आप लेंगे अनरेस्ट के लिए ये तो अपना बता रहे हैं ना।
हम 6 मिनट से ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं।
तो अगर वो भरपाई उसकी हो जाएगी ना तो फिर तो हालात तो कंटिन्यू खराब रहेंगे। खराब क्या, स्ट्राइक कंटिन्यू रहेंगे और ये जल्द से जुलूस, वो दुकानदार नहीं दुकान खोल सकता है, ट्रांसपोर्ट नहीं चलेगा।
Quoting a price to keep the Kashmir Valley in turmoil, separatists unmasked on India Today's camera, revealing insights into their connection with Pakistan's state and non-state actors, into their finances from across the border and from domestic sources. Our undercover reporters have ripped open their devious plot.
300-400 करोड़ 500 करोड़ अगर आज पंप हो 3 महीने और कैरी ऑन किया जा सकता है। और जैसे आपने कहा इंटेंसिटी बढ़ाने से ही अब चलेगा। डॉक्टर फैटिग भी आ जाता है ना, पहले डंडा हम कम चलाते थे, अब डंडा ज्यादा चलाना है।
You heard this Hurriyat leader seeking a sum as high as 400 crore rupees. Yes, 400 crore to escalate tensions from one city in the valley to the other. Aggressive burning of Indian flags is also on the agenda.
अच्छा, ये हाफिज सईद से जो फंडिंग है जो हुर्रियत को, ये पाकिस्तान की जो गवर्नमेंट फंड करती है उससे अलग है?
ये अलग है।
तो उसने अभी देना शुरू किया या पहले से दे रहा है हाफिज सईद?
ज्यादा नहीं करता था, पहले उसका अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन थी उसकी, बट लास्ट ईयर उसकी कर ली ठीक ठाक।
तो गिलानी जो पाकिस्तान से फंडिंग हुर्रियत को होती है वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो जाती है।
इतना बड़ा सिस्टम चला रहे हैं तो कहाँ जाएगी?
तो इन्होंने बताया सबसे पहले गिलानी साहब के पास जाती है, चेयरमैन है हुर्रियत की, उनके पास पाकिस्तान की फंडिंग जाती है, फिर
इसके पास जाती है,
फिर यासीन के पास जाती है।
Farooq Ahmed Dar, nicknamed Bitta Karate, one of the leading lights of the JKLF or the Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front. Our reporters met him posing as corporate lobbyists out to destabilize the state government through paid protests.
आप बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हैं।
उसका इंटरेस्ट है कि कश्मीर हिंदुस्तान में है, ठीक है। हमारे कॉर्पोरेट का सिर्फ ये इंटरेस्ट है कि जो सरकार है मौजूदा कश्मीर की वो हमारे कॉर्पोरेट के माफिक नहीं है।
जी,
ठीक है, उसको हटाना चाहता है।
उसी तरह पर कर सकते हैं, 16 में जो होगा उसी तरह पर कर सकते हैं। हमारे पास यूथ है बहुत।
नहीं तो उसमें क्या क्या चीजें हो सकती है ना, कोई
आपका अपना कार्ड है। हाँ, अपना कार्ड जो यूथ है यहाँ का, इट्स कन्फाइंड टू श्रीनगर ओनली या बाकी जगह गाँव में भी
नहीं, उसमें ना अलग अलग 3-4 चीजें हमें बता दीजिए कि क्या क्या हो सकती हैं अनरेस्ट के लिए।
लोगों को बाहर आएंगे, सारा ठप हो जाएगा, सब ठप हो जाएगा, कारोबार वगैरह, प्रोटेस्ट होगा,
बहुत सॉलिड वाला प्रोटेस्ट होगा।
सॉलिड वाला
कार्डर है आपका कश्मीर में
पूरा डिस्ट्रिक्ट में।
ठीक है, कितने दिन तक?
ये फिर आप पर डिपेंड है ना। 70% लोग ऐसे हैं जो दिन को कमाते हैं शाम को खाते हैं, उनको भी चलाने की जरूरत है। अभी वो लेकर लगा था 60 करोड़ 70 करोड़।
ये आप जो 70 करोड़ बता रहे हैं ये तो अपना बता रहे हैं ना, जो आप लेंगे अनरेस्ट के लिए ये तो अपना बता रहे हैं ना। तो
हम 6 मिनट से ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं
70 करोड़ में।
You heard from this JKLF leader how various Kashmiri groups, including his own, are working on Pakistan's payroll. Still, they escape lightly.
मुझे कुछ यहाँ एसपी ने उठाया
आपको?
हाँ पहले अरेस्ट से पहले पैसे आपको आता है कहाँ से आता है
आपसे पूछे?
हाँ, मैंने कहा कोई आता है वापस में आकर छोड़ के चला जाता है, प्रूफ तो कुछ नहीं था।
Now our investigative reporters visit Ghazi Javed Baba, a core member of the Geelani faction, capable of mobilizing street protests anywhere in the valley and also money to organize them. Listen in to how he organized finances for the violent events of 2016.
हमारी सोसाइटी वाले जो बिजनेस कायकून हैं उनके पास जाता था मैं, तो उससे मदद मांगने के लिए मदद करो, उनके लिए मदद को वो देते थे, कोई कुछ पैसा तो मैं उनमें बांट देता। कितने देर तक? बार बार तो मैं दे नहीं सकता ना, कितनों को दूंगा? हाँ, कोई रुपया 10,000 देगा, कोई 2,000 देगा, रुपया 1,000 देगा, कोई 500 देगा, तो वो मैं बांटता था उनमें। तो कितने देर तक? 8 महीने तो नहीं बांट सकता ना, कितनों लोगों को बांटेंगे हम? तो इसी वजह से ये थोड़ा ये जो स्ट्राइक चलती है या हड़ताल जहाँ होती है ये कमजोर पड़ जाती है बाद में। तो अगर वो भरपाई उसकी हो जाएगी ना, तो फिर तो हालात तो कंटिन्यू खराब रहेंगे। खराब क्या, स्ट्राइक कंटिन्यू रहेंगे और ये जल्द से जुलूस, वो दुकानदार नहीं दुकान खोल सकता, ट्रांसपोर्ट नहीं चलेगा, कोई नहीं निकलेगा बाद में। फिर
मतलब पूरे कश्मीर में अनरेस्ट हो जाएगा।
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
Ready to unleash a new wave of unrest anytime. Choking separatist finances, therefore, seems to be the key to peace in the Kashmir Valley. With Jamshed Khan and Sushant Pathak, this is the India Today Special Investigation Team.
And my colleague Rahul Kaval now joins us from the newsroom to explain this money trail, a trail that has completely lifted the lid over the way the Hurriyat is funded. It originates from Pakistan and comes into this country through the Hawala route.
Rajdeep, what we've seen over the last several years are a bunch of stories done on the basis of IB dossiers or raw handouts. What we've got for the first time is the entire chain of funds moving from Pakistan to the UAE and then back into India, this time explained by the Hurriyat top leadership itself. Let me take you through how Hafiz Saeed, and we've got Naeem Khan on camera accepting that Hafiz Saeed and Syed Ali Shah Geelani are in constant touch, that Hafiz Saeed also funds Syed Ali Shah Geelani's activities in Kashmir. So the allocation of funds starts in Lahore, done by the Pakistani ISI, either through its own agents or through people like Hafiz Saeed. From Lahore, the money moves towards the Middle East. It goes towards countries like Saudi Arabia, towards Qatar, towards Dubai, where on the pretext of sending this to charitable institutions in India, the money comes to places like Old Delhi in the walled city, in the national capital. From here, via Hawala, or via a human being coming down, taking some of the currency in cash, the money is then funneled into Srinagar. From there on, it is sent into different parts of the Kashmir Valley. So from Lahore to Srinagar, via the Middle East, coming through Delhi, and then there's unrest. This is an admission made by the provincial leader, the president of the Hurriyat conference. Look at any image of Syed Ali Shah Geelani from the last several years. You'll probably see Naeem Khan standing right next to him. The provincial president caught on camera, exposed by India Today for the first time, the dirty, devious, dark secret about the Hurriyat conference out in the public domain.
Let's start getting reactions then to that big investigation on the funding of the Hurriyat conference and its role in fanning the flames in the valley of violence. I want to go first to the Minister of State for Home, Jitendra Singh, Minister in the Narendra Modi government. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Singh. You're the MP from Jammu as well. Your first reactions to this sting operation, which only confirms perhaps the worst kept secret of the Kashmir Valley, that the Hurriyat is funded from across the border.
No, at the outset, Rajdeep, I owe to compliment you, congratulate you for having carried out this operation. Having said that, I would say that there have been a series of evidences, enough of evidences to prove that the militancy in Kashmir is being perpetrated, sponsored by certain agencies. This is, to put it in a single sentence, is a mercenary violence and a mercenary militancy which we are witnessing in Kashmir, and gradually it has now graduated into an industry. And therefore I have no hesitation to say that even the so-called protagonists of the so-called jihad or freedom for Kashmir are not actually loyal even to the cause which they tend to proclaim.
Mr.
They
Singh,
are in fact playing politics by other means.
Mr.
They are running
Singh,
an industry by other means.
Mr. Singh, you're using very strong words, mercenary terrorists, but the irony is, the fact is that even your government, like previous governments, continues to provide heavy security, medical facilities, state treatment that runs into lakhs. You know, my point is, if they are terrorists and mercenaries, as you are now saying, and as our investigation increasingly seems to suggest, at least some of them who are accepting money from across the border to fund their activities, why is your government continuing to provide them these facilities?
No, I appreciate your observation, and certainly the government is taking cognizance of all this. All these observations that you made, this is already in the consideration of the government. We have been there only for the last just about 3 years, and this is carried on for almost 3 decades now, and therefore things will be set right, and there would be a course of correction. All of us would see that happening sooner than later.
But Mr. Singh, you know, I've heard this earlier also. Every time that the Hurriyat's links are brought out in some form or the other with Pakistan, I hear, no, we are going to act against the Hurriyat. All I'm asking is that you have an alliance with the People's Democratic Party in Jammu and Kashmir. You are the party in power there. It's been 3 years now almost since you've been in power at the center. And yet the fact is that the Hurriyat continues in a way to enjoy considerable freedom in its operations. So is there one view that you express on television and another view that you have when it actually comes to realpolitik?
No, absolutely not, absolutely not. On the other hand, it sounds interesting when somebody like you says that because of our alliance with PDP, we are constrained to behave or to conduct the manner in which it is being conducted. But I have no hesitation to say that notwithstanding any arrangement that we engage in, there is no compromise as far as our commitment to India's nationalism, patriotism and the ideology is concerned. And therefore no compromise in any way would be made for whatever be the political considerations.
You keep saying there will be no compromise on issues of nationalism and patriotism. Let me turn the question on the head. It appears that as part of this nationalism, patriotism narrative, your government seems to believe that every stone pelter in the valley today is sponsored by the Hurriyat. Our investigation seems to suggest that certainly the Hurriyat is fanning some of the flames. But the fact also is that maybe they have a lot of popular support, particularly in the valley. Are you willing to deal with that? That maybe they are separatists, but they also have support?
No, certainly not, certainly not. I say this with enough of confidence, enough of evidence and the sense of ground reality that it prevails over there. And I would not say without evidence, being a student of science. I think you would bear me out that only day before yesterday, there was selection conducted for mere 700 posts of sub-inspectors of police, and you had as many as 67,000 candidates coming out, young boys and girls, and also subjecting themselves to the physical test without any fear. Therefore, I say this with confidence that the youth of Kashmir is keen to be a part of the development journey led by Prime Minister Modi. He does not wish to be deprived of the enormous benefits which are available today to the youth in the other states and the other parts of the country. It's only a kind of a wheel of fear which is containing him, and soon I think he would be out of it.
But give me a direct answer to this question now. We have shown tonight leaders like Naeem Khan who are claiming that they are getting their money through Hawala routes. leaders who are making it very clear that they are funded from across the border. Are you going to investigate these leaders and prosecute them? Or are you going to continue to, in a way, play the politics of blow hot, blow cold? You will say one thing on TV and you will do something else when it comes to the ground reality. Will you actually act on this investigation that we've done?
It is unfortunate you feel that it's being said only on television. It is being said only on television because we have to say on television only what is ought to be said on television. As a responsible functionary, I cannot be sharing with you what all are the details of the investigation, nor anybody else from the government. So, but the investigations are already going on. I don't know what makes you assume that no investigation has happened so far. In fact, the investigations are already going on. The corrective measures have already been undertaken. But I have the responsibility of not sharing this on television, and that does not mean.
Doctor saying, the fact is money continues to come through the Hawala route. You are claiming your government has been tough on the Hurriyat. The fact is the money continues to flow in. The fact is violence continues to simmer. The fact is there is a political vacuum that many believe exists on the ground today in Kashmir. I want to know, does your government have a strategy? We in a television channel can expose this, but where is the strategy that your government has a concerted plan to act in these at various levels?
No, but how do you know? How do you know that
I'm going by the evidence.
It is not being checked? Money is coming from the Hawala route, and there are corrective measures have been taken. And please remember, Rajdeep, much more has been done than what you know, because you will know only through the television channel, which we are not going to give you the privilege of sharing publicly, because that will go against the strategy that has been defined.
Let's leave it there, Dr. Singh. I appreciate your joining us and telling us that the government, thank you for your congratulations, but I hope that the government now will look deeper into this issue, whether Hawala is being used to fund the separatist movement in the valley. Let me raise the big questions once again that our investigation throws up tonight. Can the Hurriyat deny it is funded by Pakistan? Can the Hurriyat deny it is fanning violence in the valley, often using the funds sent through Pakistan? Why has India not chosen to get tougher with the Hurriyat? Does the Hurriyat at the end of the day still enjoy large support in the valley? Should India remove all security to separatists? Contentious issues that I want to take to Engineer Rashid, MLA in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Mr. Rashid, I want a straight answer to that. It appears very clearly that the Hurriyat Conference is a grouping which at the end of the day takes instructions, finance and support from across the border. Why then should the Indian government not treat it as an anti-national force?
Sir, first let me tell you one thing, that you are running a TV channel, I am an MLA, others are running political parties, and everything needs money, and Hurriyat should confess that they are a political organization and they need money. But they should also reveal, people have a right to know their sources and other things. And having said that, I will make a humble request through your channel that for New Delhi it is very easy to know the truth, because there is one man from Hurriyat, Sajjad Ghani Lone, who had then contested elections, and his father and he had been in Hurriyat for 7 or 8 years, rather 10 years. If after AG Lone's death he was there in Hurriyat for 13 long years, till from 2001 to 2014.
Mr. Rashid, you have also been an MLA in Jammu and Kashmir for a long time, sir. You have also been an MLA in Jammu and Kashmir for a long time. Would you also concede that in your knowledge, the belief that you have, and it's no secret in the valley, that the Hurriyat is funded from across the border? And many of these funds are coming from the Hawala route. You know it. Why should I even go to a Sajjad loan? You've known this for a long time. Why don't you all expose the Hurriyat? Is it television channels who will do the expose? What are you scared of? Are you scared of exposing the Hurriyat?
Sir, no, not at all. engineer, she is scared of none. For God's sake, sir, please, I have highest regard for you. Please allow me to complete what I wanted to say. I am not an investigating agency. What you have done, Hurriyat owes a responsibility to explain their position. They must definitely tell their people, because people don't, Hurriyat is creation of the sentiment, and they should not misuse the sentiment. And having said that, what I say that Sajjad Saab, I have no personal animosity with him. I want to say that he owes a responsibility, and New Delhi should investigate and ask Sajjad Saab what is the way of funding. If Pakistan or somebody else has been funding to the Hurriyat or some other people, I think that's the best proper way to know that if really Hurriyat is being funded by Pakistan or not.
I'm going to play a bite of Naeem Khan of the Hurriyat Geelani faction, and I want you to respond to this, Mr. Rashid, because it's very clear that part of the violence in the valley can be called spontaneous, but some of it is clearly organized. So listen into this and I want you to respond.
आपकी फंडिंग है वो मतलब साल के हिसाब से वो करते हैं आपकी फंडिंग, या हाउ दे फंड यू?
डिफरेंट,
या क्वार्टरली दे फंड यू,
क्वार्टरली
या एनुअली दे फंड यू?
कभी मतलब क्वार्टरली और 6 मंथली इस तरीके से
आ जाता है।
और कभी कभार वो ऐसा भी होता है कि वो कहीं सूर्या में देते हैं, कतर में किस देते हैं, वहां से वहां गया, वहां से इधर आ गया दिल्ली, फिर आपने यहाँ से मुझे दिया। थोड़ा सा उसमें भी होता है, परसेंटेज बीच वाला कट भी जाता है, जैसे पाकिस्तान से वहां गया, वहां से।
You're listening to that. I want to play you one more bite, because it gets even worse. They are making all kinds of confessions in this investigation. Listen in now to what Naeem Khan sir has to say about the fact that A, he's in touch with Hafiz Saeed, and B, what their strategy is when it comes to spreading violence in the valley. Listen in, sir.
पाकिस्तान में सर आप किसके टच में हैं?
नहीं, हमारे भी लोग हैं वहाँ, नवाज शरीफ के साथ हैं, बाकी लोगों के साथ भी हैं, कोई ऐसा नहीं।
गिलानी साहब किसके टच में पाकिस्तान में?
गिलानी की जमात इस्लामी वहाँ है, और फिर एजेंसियां भी हैं।
हाफिज सईद के कोई टच में है इनमें से कुछ?
गिलानी साहब थोड़ा सा रहा है, थोड़ा सा उनके साथ में, थोड़ा सा।
किनका? हाफिज सईद ने गिलानी साहब को फंड किया है, कितना सर?
सब कुछ तो नहीं पूछते, बट हमें जहाँ जहाँ पता चलता है तो ठीक ठाक किया, उन्होंने भी किया।
10-20 करोड़
ज्यादा किया। राष्ट्रीय रजिस्ट्रेशन तो आपसे, क्योंकि उसको ये फायदा हुआ, उसने पूरे पाकिस्तान में एक ड्राइव भी फिर चलाया इस नाम पे ना, कलेक्शन ऑफ फंड्स के नाम पे। 300-400 करोड़ 500 करोड़ अगर आज पंप हो, 3 महीने और कैरी ऑन किया जा सकता। और जैसे आपने कहा इंटेंसिटी बढ़ाने से ही अब चलेगा, क्योंकि फैटिग भी आ जाता है ना। पहले डंडा हम कम चलाते थे, अब डंडा ज्यादा चलाना है।
Engineer Rashid, what can be clearer? This is a group which on camera, on Sting, is accepting its links from across the border, is accepting its links in fanning the flames of violence. Why don't you distance yourself? Why are you not willing to condemn them in the first instance?
Sir, please give me 1 minute uninterrupted. First, let me tell you that moments need money, whether it's a political moment, whether it's something else. Who doesn't know that Pakistan has a role? Militants from Pakistan, even those who are Pakistani citizens, they come and get killed here. So there is nothing hidden. But I will again request
these are not militants, sir. These are leaders who claim to be politicians.
I don't know anything about establishment.
These are not leaders who claim to be militants. These are political leaders.
Sir, please. I am telling you. That is, sir, please. Sir, please. Sir, give me the courtesy of just 1 minute. I am saying that Hurriyat should definitely come out clean on the issue, because people support them and they should definitely clear their position, and getting money from anyone is not anything wrong, which I think, because movements need money. And having said something
getting
about what
money from the Hawala route from across the border is wrong. Sir, I'm sorry. A movement which is then financed through the Hawala route is surely not a movement that can be legitimized.
I agree with you. I agree with you, sir. I agree with you.
Let the Hurriyat reveal the source of its funds.
Absolutely. That is what I am telling you, that Hurriyat must come. Yes, absolutely, you are right. Hurriyat owes an explanation to the people. But what Jatinder Singh said, Please give me 30 seconds. He said that people came there for police interviews and other things. He is absolutely right, because people need bread and butter. But what happened today in SKICC, you know it, sir, in India today was the only channel perhaps which displayed those video clips when Mahbub Mufti had arranged a gathering which was a state-sponsored gathering, and ladies, women, kids, they raised it Azadi slogan. So it is spontaneous. So for God's sake,
sir, let us distance the Azadi, Mr. Rashid, let us distance. There is the Azadi sentiment and there is a violation of the law.
That is why.
There is a law of this land. Under the law of the land, you cannot take money through the Hawala route. So while Azadi sentiment can have its space, at the same time, I hope you will concede that funding from across the border through illegal routes is illegal. And therefore, politicians like yourself need to expose the Hurriyat as well. It can't be done by journalists.
Sir, I have requested you. I will again tell on the national TV, and I am sure that Hurriyat people might be listening it, that they should take a moral ground and tell people the truth. And if Government of India wants to investigate things, they must definitely ask Sajjad Saab, who is a cabinet minister, who has been a Hurriyat leader for 13 long years, that what is the pattern of funding. I think he is the best. He can turn an approver if really this thing is a reality. Otherwise, I can say that people whom you have gone for a sitting operation, maybe they have also fallen in their trap, and tomorrow they may contest elections, and they are doing these all things to defame the mass resistance taking place in Kashmir.
Okay, so you claim that the Hurriyat should now come out in public and at least tell the people of this country where they get their funds from. That's what we wanted to do through this investigation. At least let's get a sense of where separatists get their funds from. And if they get it from the Hawala route, then clearly they have questions to answer.
Sir, please don't forget that in Kashmir, those who give their blood, who give their lives, they can give money also for the movement.
Separate issues. Let's not confuse issues, Mr. Rashid. I appreciate your joining us.